Listen to me carefully, because if you miss the next few seconds, you'll miss the truth most men never realize until it's too late. There's a moment when a woman gives herself away without meaning to. A tiny shift, a small behavior, a crack in her guard that reveals she's already yours. And the reason you've never noticed it before is because you were too busy chasing signs that don't matter. But what I'm about to tell you does. So stay with me till the end, because there's something important you need to hear about the way women choose men on a deep psychological level. And before we go deeper, make sure you like this video and subscribe, because understanding this one truth will change the way you approach every relationship from today forward. Men often look for the loud signs, the compliments, the flirting, the direct interest. But women, real women, the ones who are emotionally mature and selective, they reveal their interest in far more subtle ways. And the first sign, the one most men miss, is when she stops trying to impress you and starts seeking comfort around you instead. When a woman no longer performs, no longer filters her thoughts, no longer carefully curates what she says the way she does with other men. That's the moment you already have her attention in a deep and meaningful way. It's not excitement that gives her away, it's ease. Because a woman only relaxes around a man she feels safe with, emotionally, mentally, energetically. And safety isn't created by pretending to be a high-value man. It's created by stability, presence, and the kind of calm confidence she can sense before you ever speak. When she starts sharing stories she never intended to talk about, when she tells you small vulnerabilities or lets you see the real her without makeup, literal or emotional, this is not random. Women don't open the door unless they want someone to walk through it. She might start asking little questions, what you're doing, what you like, what your plans are, not because she's nosy, but because she's scanning for a future she can picture herself in. She might try mirroring your habits, laughing a little more easily, standing closer without noticing she is. To you, these behaviors look normal. To her, they are instinctive. A woman who isn't interested stays guarded. A woman who is softens. And if she softens for you, even slightly, you already hold a part of her she doesn't give freely. There's something you need to understand about women that most men never figure out. When she's interested, she won't always show it with flirtation. She often shows it with attention, not dramatic attention, not over-the-top enthusiasm. No, women reveal interest in the smallest, most consistent ways, the kind that slip beneath your radar because they're quiet, gentle, almost hidden. But these tiny shifts say more about her feelings than any bold confession ever could. And once you know how to read them, you stop guessing. You stop doubting yourself. You stop chasing because the signs become impossible to ignore. When a woman is drawn to you, she starts remembering things. Little details, a joke you made, a story you told, something you said in passing that most people would forget, but she holds on to it like a thread that connects her to you. Women don't store random information. They store emotional information. If she remembers your preferences, your routines, your favorite things, it's because she's mentally creating a place for you in her world. This isn't an accident. This is intention, disguised as curiosity. You may also notice her energy shift around you. She becomes more thoughtful with her responses, more tuned into your emotions, more sensitive to your tone. She may not say it outright, but she's paying attention to how you speak, how you move, how you react. Why? Because a woman who sees potential measures compatibility silently. She's studying the dynamic between you without making it obvious. It's not manipulation, it's instinct. And then there's the physical clues, the subtle ones. She won't throw herself at you. Instead, she'll position herself near you whenever possible. Maybe she stands a little closer when you're talking. Maybe she angles her body toward yours even in a group. Maybe she lingers before leaving, giving you those extra few seconds that say far more than words. Women don't linger for men they feel nothing for. They keep their distance, keep conversations short, keep exchanges practical and clean. But when a woman is invested, she lets moments stretch. And here's what most men never notice. She listens differently, not out of politeness, but out of genuine interest. Her eyes soften, her voice warms, her reactions become more personal. She laughs more easily, not because the joke is funnier, but because you are the one who said it. These are the openings she creates without admitting she's doing it. And the man who recognizes them gains an advantage other men never will. There's a moment in every woman's mind when interest turns into emotional investment, and it almost always shows through a behavior men misinterpret. She starts seeking your presence without asking for it directly. She may not say, "I want to see you," but she'll create opportunities, excuses, tiny moments where your paths align. Maybe she texts you something small just to open a conversation. Maybe she sends a meme, a question, a random thought, anything that gives her a reason to interact with you without looking obvious. Men often think she's just being friendly. No, a woman's effort is never random. Women don't reach out unless they feel drawn. Her consistency becomes the clue. She doesn't disappear for days unless she's unsure, uninterested, or emotionally unavailable. But when she's into you, she maintains a steady line of connection, even if it's subtle. She'll check in. She'll ask how your day was. She'll bring up something you mentioned earlier just to show she remembered. She wants a reason to stay in your mind because you're already in hers. Another powerful sign appears in how she reacts to your attention. A woman who isn't invested treats your attention casually. She appreciates it but doesn't value it. But a woman who's already yours reacts differently. She becomes more responsive, more engaged, and sometimes even slightly nervous. Not in a negative way, but in a "this matters to me" way. Her replies feel warmer, more thoughtful, more intentional. She stops trying to appear detached. And here's the psychological truth. A woman who cares will show you the best version of herself. Not in a performative way, but in the way she carries herself around you. She'll want to look a little nicer when she knows she might see you. She'll adjust her hair, touch her neck, tilt her head when she's listening. These aren't rehearsed actions. They're subconscious signals of attraction. A woman's body language tells the truth, even when her words stay guarded. But the strongest sign of all? She becomes emotionally receptive. She listens when you speak about your goals, your struggles, your frustrations. Not just to respond, but to understand. Women reserve emotional energy for people who matter. If she invests that energy in you, she's already seeing something she hopes continues. And the moment she aligns her emotions with your presence, she's not just interested anymore. She's drawn, attached, and quietly hoping you notice her effort. There's a shift inside a woman that becomes unmistakable once you learn to see it. It's the moment she stops evaluating you as an option and starts feeling you as a presence. And this shift doesn't come from what you say. It comes from how she feels when you're around. A woman who's already yours becomes more emotionally transparent, even if she tries to hide it. She'll start showing you sides of her personality she normally protects. Not the polished version, not the social version, not the version she presents to the world, but the real, unfiltered one she only reveals when she feels something deeper. You'll notice she begins sharing pieces of her life she didn't plan to talk about. Experiences, memories, hopes, even insecurities. Not because she's trying to trauma dump or overshare, but because she trusts you enough to let you see her human side. Women don't open up to men they're indifferent to. They open up to the man who makes them feel safe enough to be imperfect. Watch how she reacts to your mood. If she cares, she'll tune in without you saying a word. She'll check if you're okay when you're quiet. She'll ask what's wrong when your energy dips. She'll adjust her tone if she senses you're stressed or distant. This isn't manipulation. It's emotional attunement, the psychological sign that she's already syncing with you on a deeper level. A woman's empathy is one of the clearest indicators of emotional attachment. Her curiosity deepens too. She doesn't just ask surface questions anymore. She wants to understand how you think, what shaped you, what drives you, what scares you, what you want from life. She starts paying attention to patterns, how you treat others, how you handle pressure, how you react to conflict. She's not just looking at you, she's reading you, studying you, understanding you. Not to judge, but to connect. And here's the part most men completely miss. She starts imagining future moments with you, even in small ways. She'll say things like, "You'd like that place," or "We should try that someday," or "I can picture you doing this." These hints aren't random. They're glimpses into the internal world she's building with you inside it. A woman doesn't imagine a future with a man she doesn't feel attached to. She only projects forward when her heart has already moved closer. And once she begins weaving you into her vision, even subtly, you're not just someone she likes, you're someone she's hoping life aligns her with. When a woman reaches a certain level of emotional interest, something powerful begins to happen beneath the surface. She becomes more protective of the connection, not possessive, not demanding, but protective. This is the phase where her actions start revealing what her words will not. She begins to show subtle signs of valuing your presence in ways most men completely overlook. She'll become more careful with her responses, more thoughtful with her timing, more intentional with how she speaks to you. She doesn't want to risk misunderstanding or distance, because to her, this connection has started to matter. You might notice she becomes a bit more sensitive to how you treat her. If you're distant, she feels it deeper. If you're warm, she lights up more than before. This sensitivity isn't dramatic or clingy, it's emotional investment. Women don't react strongly to men they don't care about, but when she cares, even small interactions can affect her more than she wants to admit. Her emotions are tied to your presence, even if she tries to look casual. Another sign is how she navigates other men around you. She won't make a big announcement about her loyalty. She won't tell you she's avoiding attention from others. You'll just notice she becomes less available to outside interest. She'll downplay male friends. She'll brush past compliments. She'll avoid engaging in anything that could create confusion. Not because she's trying to impress you, but because her focus has quietly shifted onto you. Women naturally withdraw from competing energy when they've already chosen someone internally, even if they haven't said it out loud. Her support also deepens. She celebrates your wins more genuinely. She encourages your goals without hesitation. She wants to see you succeed, not because she's trying to be liked, but because your growth feels personal to her. A woman investing emotionally will start adding to your life, not draining from it. She becomes a source of calm, not chaos, comfort, not conflict. And she does it without forcing anything, because her interest is rooted in something real. Then there's the small but powerful sign almost every man misses. She starts adjusting her schedule for you. She finds time. She creates time. She makes space. A woman's time is her most valuable resource, and she doesn't give it freely. If she's willing to prioritize you, even in small ways, it means you've already earned a place in her emotional world. And once a woman rearranges even a tiny part of her life to include you, you're no longer just someone she talks to. You're someone she's choosing quietly but unmistakably. There's a deeper layer of female psychology most men never see, and it's this. When a woman is truly drawn to you, her guard doesn't just soften. Her behavior starts aligning with your presence in ways even she can't fully explain. This is where emotional attraction becomes psychological attachment, and the signs become clearer, stronger, and almost impossible to fake. One of the strongest indicators is how she behaves when you're not around. A woman who's genuinely interested thinks about you in the spaces between conversations. She wonders what you're doing, how you're feeling, where your mind is. She checks her phone more often. She rereads the messages you sent. She catches herself smiling at things that remind her of you. These aren't dramatic actions. They're quiet patterns of attachment. Women don't daydream about men they don't care for. But when you've touched her emotionally, even ordinary moments become connected to you. You'll also notice she becomes more intentional in how she communicates. She won't leave you hanging without explanation. She won't disappear for days unless something is genuinely wrong. Instead, she mirrors your consistency because she values the connection. Her messages feel warmer, her tone more engaged, her timing more thoughtful. She responds not just out of politeness, but out of desire. She wants the conversation to continue. She wants the bond to grow. Another powerful sign is how she reacts to the idea of losing you. Not dramatically, not with jealousy or emotional outbursts, but with a subtle shift. If she senses you pulling away, she leans in a little more. If she feels you getting distant, she becomes more attentive. She may ask questions, show more care, or become slightly anxious without admitting why. A woman who fears losing a connection has already chosen you in her heart long before she's said anything out loud. Her vulnerability also becomes more visible. She lets you see when she's tired, when she's stressed, when she's not okay, not because she's trying to burden you, but because being real with you feels natural. She trusts you with parts of her she usually keeps hidden. This trust is not accidental. It's a sign you've become emotionally significant. But the most important sign is simple. Her energy feels different around you. There's warmth, openness, softness. She's comfortable, yet excited. Calm, yet drawn in. She may not say she likes you, she may not make it obvious, but her entire presence tells the truth. And when a woman's energy shifts toward you like this, you haven't just captured her attention, you've captured her emotional gravity. There's a final sign, the one most powerful of all, and the one almost every man overlooks because it doesn't look dramatic or romantic. It looks simple, almost too simple. But it's the clearest indicator a woman has already chosen you, even if she hasn't said a single word. She begins to invest in your peace, not your ego, not your attention, not your approval, your peace. When a woman cares, she naturally wants to make your life feel lighter, steadier, more grounded. She becomes a calming presence instead of a chaotic one. She listens before reacting. She tries to understand instead of jumping to conclusions. She communicates instead of playing games. And she does this because your emotional comfort has become a priority to her. A woman who is truly yours emotionally will adapt her communication style to yours. If you're straightforward, she becomes clearer. If you're calm, she becomes softer. If you're thoughtful, she becomes more considerate. This isn't her trying to mold herself into someone else. It's her aligning with the connection because she wants it to work. Women don't adjust like this for men they don't value. They only do it when they're invested, when they're quietly hoping you notice the care she's putting into the bond. You'll also see it in how she handles conflict or misunderstandings. Instead of letting things escalate, she seeks resolution. She wants clarity, not distance. She wants understanding, not tension. She doesn't weaponize silence or withdraw affection. She leans into communication because losing the connection feels worse to her than admitting she's upset. That alone is one of the clearest signs of emotional attachment. She fights for the bond, not within it. Even the way she supports your ambitions changes. She starts encouraging your growth, not out of obligation, but from genuine belief. She wants you to win. She wants you to rise. She sees potential in you, even when you're doubting yourself. Women don't pour motivation into a man unless their heart has already chosen him. And when her support becomes steady, patient, and emotionally present, you're already far deeper in her world than you think. But here's the hidden truth. The moment she starts protecting your peace, aligning with your energy, and investing in your growth, she's already emotionally committed. You don't have to question her intentions, because her actions speak louder than reassurance ever could. If she does these things, you already have her, not through pressure, not through chasing, but through emotional alignment, stability, and presence. The qualities women are wired to connect with at the deepest level. And if you want more insights like this, more truths about female psychology that most men never get access to, make sure you like this video and subscribe. Your growth starts now.